Lantern Cove, a town attempting to recover from the devastating events that have recently taken place within its borders. 3 murders, another attempted, and of course the gas leak at the high school that seemed so innocuous. Only 6 students and a few of their closest confidants know that the apparent gas leak was in fact far from innocuous, being the beginning of a series of events that changed them from ordinary teens to, well, the supernatural protectors who stand between the town and some unknown threat emanating from the cove itself. These students are currently trying to recover from recent grisly events by embracing a normal teen activity, their junior prom. Outfits have been obtained, food has been prepped for a post-prom meal, and a limousine has been rented. The limo ride is short and uneventful. Ashley is excited and chatty with everyone. Molly is quiet and clearly a bit nervous. Jess has the forced cheer of someone having difficulties but determined to have a good time, or at least as good a time as she can. You arrive at the high school. The limo driver gets out and opens the door for you all, and you step out into the cool, crisp air of a New England spring. The poster board signs lead you to the gym, which is rather half-heartedly decorated in accordance with the prom's theme, which is cruising the cove. There are fake portholes taped to the walls, a ship's wheel near the punch bowl, and Principal Gilman is wearing a sea captain's hat. It takes a few moments to notice the smell, so before we get into that, and because this is prom, I'm going to have you each describe your outfit and appearance. We'll start with Chris. Chris, describe yourself to us.
Yeah, Chris has the absolutely, basic dude going to prom outfit. It's a tux, perhaps slightly better fitted than average, but not by much. All is coming in a green dress, so he has a nice green bow tie that he spent far too much time with his phone trying to make sure that the lighting on the picture didn't mess up the color to get it absolutely just right. He's obviously not super comfortable in the tux, but he's doing his best. He's making it work.
And at Chris's side is Olive. Olive, can you please describe your look?
Olive, in probably the first time ever, is wearing clothes that actually fit her body appropriately, as opposed to being always oversized and hiding her. So she is in a long, kind of chiffon-y, hunter green, dark green fairy dress is the best way I can describe it. Picture a fairy bower, you got it. It is just very flowy and completely girly, and she also looks not quite comfortable because she's also in she had to be in heels because her mom made her, but they are about as short as you can be and get away with it. So maybe 3 inches, 2 or 3 inches. So she's a little bit taller than normal. She also has her hair curled and up into the most generic prom hairdo ever. And I think in a fit of motherly attention, her mom actually put little pearl things in her hair to decorate them. But yeah, so that is our Olive today.
Coming next, and being careful not to crowd those two, is Jess, who wears a drapey flowing gown in dark navy. Her blonde hair, usually in a ponytail, is down and curled into graceful waves for the occasion. Her makeup is light and barely noticeable, and all in all, she looks very much Belle of the Ball, except for the canvas sneakers that can be seen under the skirt of her gown when she takes a long step. Next up is Freya. Freya, will you please describe how you're looking for prom?
Freya is wearing a slightly oversized, kind of neutral green suit. They've also, cut their hair a little shorter and are trying, a little awkwardly, trying to go for the butch look. They clearly have not gotten there, but it looks better than a femme look would have, for sure.
Keeping close to Freya's side and still looking a bit nervous about the whole prom thing is Molly. Molly wears a black dress that might best be described as a flapper dress. and has accessorized with a silver circlet and a silver necklace adorned with a small silver batwing. Her shoes are black pumps, and her makeup takes smoky eye almost to an extreme. Atticus is next. Atticus, please describe your prom fit.
Atticus is wearing a maroon Ralph Polo Lauren purple label suit that he got from an estate sale. So it's like a vintage, like 1980s. It's got a like bigger shoulder pads and it's double breasted. And the buttons are gold. And instead of a bow tie or a tie, is what's called a collar tie, where there's like a pendant size thing over the button, and then there's a couple chains that come and hang on the collar. And he's wearing what look like animal skin Chelsea boots, again also bought from an estate sale somewhere along the New England coast. And he has a plumera. It's like that purple Hawaiian flower with the like 5 petals in his lapel. Oh, and he's also wearing smoky eye to the extreme. It's got like an Adam Lambert thing going on.
Coming up behind Atticus, we have Clark. Clark, how are you looking today?
Clark is looking all right. He's wearing a black tuxedo with a deep purple paisley bow tie that matches his vest, and a purple lilac on his lapel to match the corsage that he got for Ashley. And he is extremely nervous. His hair is coiffed to the right, and it's just he's just trying his best to stay still, but you can see his foot just tapping away.
Hanging on Clark's elbow with sparkling eyes is Ashley. Ashley is wearing a burgundy knee-length dress and has her hair put up except for ringlets hanging artfully by her ears. Her winged eyeliner is sharp enough to cut, and her ballet flats match her dress perfectly. In contrast to Molly, Ashley looks like there's nowhere else in the world she'd rather be than at prom right now. Coming in soon after, having arrived at about the same time, will be Gus, Eric, and Nikki. Eric wears a pale blue sport coat over a white button-up with black slacks and his work shoes, which were the only shoes he had available. He looks uncomfortable but determined. Nikki is in a sleeveless cream dress that manages to show off her tattoos without being too flashy. The flats she's wearing almost but not quite match the dress, and her makeup is subdued, having put much more energy into Gus's than into her own. She might be a chaperone, but she has the air of someone who absolutely owns the place. Gus, you described your dress a bit last time, but I'd like to give you the opportunity to describe your look here.
Imagine just a long, flowing river of black, like midnight ink. It's a black satin dress that kind of just like absorbs and sucks up all of the light that touches it. But it's so fucking heavy. Like, it is a heavy, heavy fabric. And you can, like, probably see at the seams, like where he's, like, gone over the stitching over and over again. So it's, like, visible and, like, a little chunky, probably. But it is, like, long and flowing, and it, like, drapes perfectly and hits the floor. But, like, the main part of this dress are these, like, intricate silver, like, feathers that adorn, like, the entire thing, almost looking like a suit of armor across. They start at the shoulder and like form like these like epaulets of like silver, like almost like wings that come off like his back, and he's wearing these long like satin gloves that like all have like a line of these silver feathers across it, and like almost like make like cat claws at the end of his fingers. But like as he moves, like whatever like lights are in the place are like reflected like a disco ball off all these like silver feathers, and they like clink and like make their own music. Like if you like listen really carefully, and his like makeup is like oof, cat eye, like cut crease, glitter, silver, black, like contoured to the nines. Like doesn't even look like Gus. He even has a metal like silver masquerade mask that's like covered in those silver feathers as well. He's like wearing 4-inch heels, so he's a good 7'2" right now.
The gym is decorated, as mentioned, in a nautical theme. A fair amount of your peers are here, some still arriving. There are tables set up around the edges of the room, decorated in white and blue tablecloths. A low stage is set up at the back of the room where Mrs. Croft, the theater teacher, is DJing with the help of a laptop and some large speakers. Standing by the ship's wheel decoration, manning the punch bowl, is Vice Principal Shepard in a neatly tailored brown suit. In the center of the gym, several couples and a few singles are dancing to the music. No one, including the dates and chaperones you've brought with you, seems to notice the smell. But you all do. It's an unpleasant smell of seawater, fish, and putrefaction. It's not strong. However, you probably could ignore it if you tried. Principal Gilman comes over immediately to talk to Eric and Nikki about their duties as chaperones. Seeing that Jess is without a date, boys start coming up to ask her to dance immediately. There are a lot of eyes glancing over at you, especially at Gus, but they seem more curious than hostile. What do you all do?
Chris is realizing how much effort everyone else put into their outfits compared to him, and is wanting to he's trying to figure out how to make up for that. So I think he's kind of like internal right now, a little bit more nervous than expected, that and like balancing the whole like finding out that Olive has a crush on him. And I think that he's going to like awkwardly kind of like gesture towards the dance floor and like look at Olive. Would you like to sway awkwardly with me?
I mean, yeah, I do know how to sway. And really, there's no way to not be awkward to this terrible music. So, I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, this is gonna be the best night of our lives. Let's like make some memories.
She does laugh at that because it's like, I mean, is it gonna be? I hope so. That's very optimistic. And it's kind of low. She's like, do you smell that?
Yeah. I want tonight to be normal. And I figure Gus is gonna be the one to track down the fish smell anyways and come get us if something serious is happening.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And I think that Olive is less nervous than people would maybe think she is, because again, she has determined that nothing is gonna happen because he doesn't like her like that. Like he's like, we're friends. So she's like, great, no pressure on me. so yeah, she's kind of like, okay. She doesn't quite know what to do with herself, so she just kind of walks that way with you.
Yeah. And a quick glance at Jess before hitting the dance floor, like, you gonna be okay?
Jess gives you a sort of an awkward thumbs up as she's fending off suitors.
All right, come get me if you need like breathing room.
Another thumbs up.
And hit the dance floor.
Freya will instantly be fawning over Cameron's dress. Like, oh my god. This whole thing, incredible.
Finger guns, thank you.
High five?
High five. Definitely shouts high five.
I love it. Yes.
I'm trying to imagine these two characters high-fiving when one is 7'4" right now and the other...
It's got an atom. It's 100%. It's the fingers trying to touch.
It's always a low five for me. I like what you're wearing as well. It is pretty amazing.
Thank you. I do my best.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You look like a young Kate Blanchett.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking.
yes. Wait, who?
Both of you?
Thanks.
Thank you.
I was for sure talking about you, like Kate Blanchett. I'm talking about. She was whispering this to Lyra. you know how Kate Blanchett rocks the suit better than any woman alive, and I just like felt that energy coming from you tonight. But I didn't want to ruin that for Gus. I mean, he looks fabulous though, doesn't he? Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the dress. I love it.
Gus, your friend Dustin is walking up to you, and he is looking a little bit sort of starstruck, and he smiles and he says, "Hey, man, do you want to dance?"
Stanman, yes?
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Bye, all. Y'all wanna come dance with us? Save me!
I think at that moment, Clark just looks to Ashley. Well, why dance?
Hell yeah. Let's do it. Let's show these people what it takes.
Okay. And he just walks off, almost as stiff as a board could be, nervously thinking to himself, I can't believe I'm actually in this position right now.
Can I reach out and try to grab Jess and like pull her with me? We gotta save her.
That startles her and startles the guy who's next to her even more. And he actually gets a little bit upset. He's like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?"
Oh, she has to come with me.
His chest sort of puffs. He's like, "She doesn't have to do anything."
Makeup question.
I was gonna say at this moment, Atticus would step in with his newfound sense of physical presence and say, "She doesn't have to do anything, but you need to back the fuck off."
Just suppresses a laugh, and this sort of tension that's been in her sort of melts away just a little bit, and she says, "No, Jason, it's cool. I'm gonna go with them."
Yeah, Jason, it's cool. Toddle off.
It was very nice to meet you, Jason. I'm sorry for the confusion. Bye. I drag them with me.
Well, everybody goes on the dance floor. Can I do a couple things? I think I need to roll a deceive
Okay.
to hide how hurt Atticus is to see Gus go dance with somebody. The first thing. And then he will take that moment to investigate while everybody's on the floor.
All right, let's have that deceive.
It is.
There is a scene aspect of dimly lit if you want to tap a.
I'll take the +2 then, or I'll re-roll because I have a. Yeah, I'll re-roll. Oh yeah, that's much better. That is a good.
So yeah, you're able to hide your sort of resentment there, and
Yeah, I think he like channels that into telling off Jason. And then I want to try to find the source of the smell. I think his like first thought is what his first thought was when they came back to the gym in the first place. That just and like especially after seeing how like deep the hole is in the lake or whatever, his thought is like the boiler room or like any like lower levels of the school. So I would like to try to sneak out of the gym and see if I can get down there.
okay, you're gonna try to sneak.
On a stealth?
Yeah, stealth.
Oh, yeah, that's so good. Great. Superb.
All right, nobody notices you slipping out, but as soon as you slip out of the gym, the smell is gone. Like the moment you're through that door.
Okay. Can Atticus remember where the pipe was that was like supposedly broken? Was that in the gym? I don't remember.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it was a while back, but it was a fairly big event. So yeah, you can remember where that was. It is behind a wall that is currently covered by the retracted bleachers.
I think he would still try. I think he's gonna stay on his path and try to go beneath the gym if there's like a lower level of the school, even if it's just like for maintenance and stuff. And storage. Sometimes these like big places have that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're able to find like the electrical room and that sort of thing, but there's not like the storage is all off in side buildings.
But it doesn't smell like anything.
No.
Okay, so I'll go back to the gym. I'll just slip back in.
Anybody else not dancing or doing other things?
I would like to say to Jess, like, mention the smell thing to her.
That immediately gets her hackles up. She says, "What? A smell? What?"
Do you smell the fish?
I don't smell any. She like turns her face up and tries to sniff. No, I don't smell anything.
Okay, that makes sense. There's some fairy shit happening again, I think.
Fairy fish?
Fairy shit.
Fairy shit smells like fish?
No, there's some fairy shit happening. The music's too loud. We'll talk later.
Hey.
Freya is gonna ask Molly if she can smell anything separately from that conversation.
Smell anything? I mean, it smells like the gym. You know, they can't cover that up.
That's true. All right, Give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check something out.
Okay. Do you need anything?
No, It's just to see if I'm just like hallucinating the smell or not. You're good.
Okay, I'll be by the punch bowl.
Cool. I'll be back. And Freya just wants to look around, see if she can find anything that could be creating this smell, anything magical, anything that shouldn't be here, basically.
All right. You can do an investigate roll there for that.
Can I help with that?
You sure can.
Yeah, because that's essentially what Atticus wanted to do too, is try to see if he could find the source. So he's like, I'll spread out with you. And that's how I'll provide the help action.
I got a great. Also, I can make 1 to 2 additional rolls in the same amount of time as other people investigating.
You know, that might be advantageous. Go ahead and give me another roll.
Fantastic. Oh, and with the help, that would be a +7.
What you find with those rolls is the smell permeates the entire gym. It doesn't seem to be in a specific place. It's not like there's something it's coming from. If anything, it seems like it might be coming from the windows, but the windows are closed. And going outside of the gym, like even just like to poke your nose out or something like that, there's no smell outside. So it doesn't make any sense that it would be coming in from the windows anyway, because there's no smell outside. But that's definitely where it, like other than the general permeation, that's where it's coming from. It's like the high up windows in the gym, which are in fact closed. But with that roll, give me a lore roll as well, real quick.
Oh, yeah. What's my lore? Fair.
You feel like what's going on here is something maybe extra dimensional, like somehow the windows have been opened in a different reality or something like that, and it's coming in that way.
Horrifying.
That is a wild conclusion to get to.
It is, but you rolled really high.
All right. Yeah. Wait, who was helping me?
Yeah, I didn't really. I just wanted kind of to let you go there. I said I could help you, and you just kind of went into this trance and started saying stuff. So I just like kept people away from you, so you could focus on what you're doing. I feel like you got somewhere.
There's some bullshit happening, and I'm not comfortable sharing my theories yet.
Okay. If it's magic stuff, do you think somebody should ask Gus to do like a spell?
Yeah, let's ask us to do a spell to close extra dimensional windows.
Oh, it's windows? Are we being aired out?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go dance. I'm just gonna get my date and go dance.
Dance, but maybe while you're dancing, dance next to Gus and tell him to cast a spell.
What spell would he cast?
I don't know. He does the rhyming thing, and then stuff happens. He rhymed orange the other day. That is not. There's no that rhyme with orange. It was amazing. He said, "If you just change your inflection, you can make any word sound like any other word." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess that's right."
Isn't that an Eminem quote or something?
I don't know. To me, it's a Gus quote now. But anyways, that's not the point. Can you just go get him to cast a spell to save Prom
Yes.
from being stinky?
Yes. I will talk to Gus, and then I am dancing and ignoring the smell.
Okay, throw it back, girl.
I am going to approach Gus.
Oh, hey, what's up? Are you done just like thinking?
Yeah, I am. So I have a very strange theory, and I feel like you're probably the only one who would fully believe me. I feel like maybe possibly the windows are open in a different dimension, and it's letting fish smell in.
That makes a lot of sense. No fish smell outside of the gym?
Yeah.
Molly couldn't smell it?
Nope.
Yeah, fucking fairy fish shit.
You're so right. Do you have any spells to close extra dimensional windows or something?
I don't think I actually have any spells, Freya. They just come to me. Sometimes it's bad. Game Master, can I ask you something?
Please.
Has somebody spiked the punch yet?
Roll for Vice Principal Shepard's perceptiveness. No. As far as you can tell, the punch has not yet been spiked.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to spike the punch?
Yes.
Yes.
How do we do that?
I don't know. I'm very big and very clunky at the moment.
I am small, but I am clumsy.
This calls for a job. Or a person. I'm a little drunk. I take a swig out of my flask.
Ooh, can I have some of that?
Oh yes, absolutely. I pass the flask to her.
She takes a drink. What the fuck is in this?
It's hooch.
Fully in the middle of the dance floor, by the way.
Right, surrounded by other people.
The flask is in the shape of a feather, so it looks like I've like pulled it off of my dress. But it's like also like double the size of any of the feathers on me, and very fat.
Was the dress before or after the flask? Like, which came
after
first?
The flask. After the flask.
All to support the flask.
All to support the flask. It was really my muse, this flask.
The flask became the muse.
You know what? If I get in trouble with the chaperones, I don't mind. One of them is hot. Okay, how do we spike the punch?
Oh, hey. Give me 1 second. I go up and I dance close to Dustin. Hey, Dustin, how's it going?
Hey, man, it's going really good. Thanks for asking. I've been having a pretty good time. Life is kind of boring, but, when isn't it? Here in Lantern Cove.
Hey, I really appreciate you asking me to dance. That made me feel, like seen and stuff. You said it was boring?
I mean, what is there to do here?
You want to do something fun?
Yeah, man. Like what?
I take off the flask from my dress and I give it to him. Chaperones are not really paying attention right now. Maybe you should spike the punch.
Dustin looks so excited right now. When he came to prom, many people have images in their head, dreams of what to fulfill when they go to prom, of what the night might be like. Dustin's was spiking the punch. But he didn't know how he could pull off getting any alcohol past his parents. So he thought his night was going to be just dancing. But now you have given him beautiful purpose, and he is set to fulfill it.
I lower my mask and I look him in the eyes. Dustin, look me in the eyes.
Yeah?
Okay? You get caught, this conversation never happened.
He salutes you.
I salute him with the mask. Put it back on and like sink into the crowd.
Let's see how Dustin does versus Vice Principal Shepard.
Let's go, Dustin!
Dustin's roll. All right, it's not bad. And Shepard. Shepard rolled worse than Dustin did. Dustin, his little manic body just sort of dips over, and he waits until Vice Principal Shepard is talking to someone else before he reaches over with his arm just sort of behind him and just sort of turns the flask over into the punch and then shakes it a little bit and then dashes back towards you with a job well done.
Yes, good job.
Got it, man.
Get out of there.
Oh, this is going to be the best night of my life.
You did awesome, man. Give that back.
Yeah. Here you go.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your service. You know what, Dustin?
Hmm?
You've done me a favor tonight. You've done us all a favor. So, until the clock strikes midnight, I will grant you a boon. Just remember, I'm very drunk right now. And I will not remember past midnight.
You want to give me a boon?
A boon, man. You know what a boon is?
Yeah, I know what a boon is. I don't know what a boon is.
I didn't think you did. A boon. And I put like both of my like forearms on both of his shoulders and look him dead in the eye. Is a wish. I'll make any wish come true, Dustin.
I've like pulled Molly over and we're just watching this.
Molly has a cup of punch that is as yet untainted because she got hers before the ooch was poured in.
Watch this, Dustin. Watch this. I'll prove it to you, okay? First one's free. Give me a second. Just to prove that this won't go wrong, I want to make it play a slow song. And I snap my fingers and I want to make the music instantly switch into like a really slow song.
All right, you cast the spell, spend a fate point. You give me a lore roll.
Hey, it is average.
Average. Okay, so it doesn't immediately switch, but Mrs. Croft speaks up, says, "And now it's time for a slow dance." Mrs. Croft's words are carried through the gym by the speakers as she puts on a slow, romantic tune. Is anybody going to slow dance, perhaps with a partner?
Chris once again looks over at Olive and kind of shrug. Be like, this is the prom thing, right? We have to do it.
Say that word again. It. Do it. Hate that word. No, she does freeze at that point. She's like, oh, yeah, I mean, if you're... Is it a different kind of awkward swaying? Or is it more of the same?
I think it's a slower type of awkward swaying.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. She's like, okay, I don't think this is a surprising confession, but I haven't done this ever. We sit on the edges. We don't do this part.
None of the dances, not homecoming, not
No,
really.
Was usually like we like have like an anime marathon at somebody's house because it's more interesting.
I'm sorry, I'm ruining your anime marathon tonight.
No. This is no, this is good.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good. I just wish we could get rid of that smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to use one of my new stunts. Read the field. Once per scene, you can spend a fate point and a few minutes of observation to make a special notice roll representing opening your senses to a location. For each shift you make on this roll, you discover or create an aspect related to direct observation of the scene, though you may only invoke one of them for free. So, using my kind of knowledge of reading like groups of people in lacrosse as the goalie, I want to try and see who stands out. Is there anyone that I don't recognize? Anyone who doesn't look like they should be here in particular?
Okay. All right, give me that investigation roll.
Is there any... Oh, I can't do investigation. Oh, no. Can I? Can I give the help action? Because I was actually going to ask if what I was going to look around is like if anybody is acting weird or like acting like they smell anything, or so it kind of ties in with this. Would that be?
I also wanted to help in that same way. I wanted to look for specifically this, look to see if there was anybody that had that Brennan look in their eye.
Yeah, you folks can help.
Yay! Help.
Alright. So that is 1, 2, and then 2 helps. That's a great.
So what you get from that, first off, everyone here seems to be the sort of people that should be here. They're all students and chaperones. Honestly, the most out of place are probably Eric and Nikki, who sort of got hogtied into chaperoning at the last minute. There are other chaperones as well, teachers and vice principal shepherd and all that. You would have thought that Sophie Scott might be here as a chaperone, but she is not. That seems slightly out of place. And the aspect that you add to the scene is things about to happen.
Things about to happen.
Yes. The air is heavy with it, as though this is setting up for something big.
I think as Atticus has seen Gus talk more and more with this guy, he, planning to spike the punch, has been instead just spiking his own drinks, making them double. So Atticus is fucked up by the slow jam time and is just sitting in the corner telling anybody nearby random opinions that are both unwarranted and unwanted.
Like, as we're slow dancing and I'm kind of reading the field here, I pull Olive a little closer and lean down in her ear and whisper, "Weird, Sophie Scott's not here."
No, I was actually gonna look for that too. That's really... You'd think she'd want to be here, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Man, I don't want Gus to be right about that. I want her to just be a good person.
Like, if Gus is right about that, I feel like we've lost.
Yeah. I mean, maybe something to keep track of. Everyone else looks normal, though. I mean, it doesn't look like anybody else is being affected.
Yeah, I have this feeling like it's like, in lacrosse when people are moving, getting into position, lots happening, but right before a big Hail Mary or a big play, there's a sort of tension in the air and people start moving, things don't look quite right, the positions seem off, right? And that's how intuitively something is about to happen. You need to be ready as a goalie. I have that same feeling, the hair on the back of my neck. Something's about to happen. Someone's about to make a Hail Mary.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling it too. I just haven't been to very many dances, so I couldn't tell if that's like normal. Is this normal? I'm guessing it's normal. The way you're talking, it's not normal.
No, this is definitely not normal.
Okay. She looks around again.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize how close I'd gotten.
Red. Should we? I really want this. I wanted this to be normal too. But should we check in with everybody? I mean, Gus is looking. I need to ask him how he walks in those shoes, because I can't. But he's really in the face of that. I think his name's Dustin.
You just hear over the music, "Do you want it to rain, Dustin? I can make it rain. I'm magic. I can offer you a boon. Look at all these teens in pain. Maybe they need a little rain." And I cast a rain spell inside.
Oh, God.
Oh, good.
Freya is dancing with Molly while this happens.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's a good.
Okay. It's very difficult to make it rain inside in real life. So with a good, what you get is a mist. A mist starts to rise.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe we should circle up.
From the other side of the gym, you hear, and I mean, the feathers, I get it, but like, what is this? The 2019 Met, right? It's 2023, girl. What are you doing?
And at that moment, you just hear from Clark slow dancing with Ashley. Looks like they kicked on the fog machine. Oh. I gotta go handle that. I will be right back. Right back. And he just heads over towards Gus. Just, "Hey man,
What's up?
you look amazing."
Don't I? I just pass him the flask.
In his coat, just kind of like takes a sniff from the bottle, like what is, like trying to discern what is in this.
Ooch. I made it in my backyard. It's not really a backyard, it's like a plot of land outside of the complex, but you bury it in a plastic bag under the ground so it ferments. It was made specifically to spike the punch.
About at this time, while people are slow dancing, something happens. Depending on where your attention is focused, it may take a minute to notice, but coming in through the outer doors, completely ignored by the mass of students, faculty, and chaperones, are about a dozen... Well, it's hard to know what to call them other than fish people.
No.
They are pallid, unclothed, misshapen humanoids with long, suckered fingers, flat, lidless eyes, moist skin, and flapping webbed feet. They swiftly file into the room, apparently unheeded, form a circle around the dancing couples, and begin doing their own dance while chanting in some sort of hideous gurgling voices. What do you do?
No one else is reacting.
No one else is reacting.
I'm gonna look at Jess can I look at Jess and then take a handful of my feathers, pull them off, and throw them to her?
She is very confused.
It looked cooler in my head.
Freya takes a moment to notice this, but once the chanting starts, like, looks up and is like, oh, fuck. Molly, how about you leave the dance floor quickly? I have something I need to do. Maybe take a step outside, even. Quickly.
Okay, if you're going to get Molly to do this quickly, that's going to need a roll. A rapport roll, I think, is probably best for that. Or provoke if you're trying to be mean about it.
I am not trying to be mean about it. Oop. That's a terrible.
I see. She is sort of staring at you with sort of wide-eyed as though you're abandoning her. And she looks very much like someone whose world is crashing around them at this point.
Realizing this, I quickly go like, fairy bullshit. I give her a kiss on the forehead and say, please, I just don't want you to get hurt.
She runs for the door.
All right.
I'm gonna lean over again to Olive and say, "Do we need to clear the dance floor like now?"
Yeah, I think yeah.
Atticus, like I said, sitting in the corner of the gym, can I roll a burglary or a stealth check to pull the fire alarm?
Freya is gonna scream fire as well.
Yeah, you can roll either burglary or stealth for that. Would be fine.
Okay.
Can I help you, Atticus, by giving you a feather?
Yeah.
Throwing it across the room.
It's a fish guy. Oh!
That's a good on stealth.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to be unseen as you, probably not for the first time, pull a fire alarm.
And then in the action economy of this or whatever, can I also take that feather that was thrown to me and using my stunt, ball toss. I can use my athletics in place of shoot for throwing weapons. Throw this feather at one of the fish people.
Fuck yes.
Sure. Yeah, roll shoot. Or rather athletics, because that's your stunt.
Hell yeah. 3 on top of great. Okay, so great, superb, epic.
Nice. So you throw the feather gracefully like a fucking shuriken, and it hits one of these fish people in the neck, right? Like goes right inside a gill, and yellowish green blood starts spurting out, and it clutches its suckered fingers to its neck and begins to fall down. The others absolutely ignore it and continue. And the mist that it was already rising is getting denser in between where they are dancing. Now that the fire alarm has been pulled, the actual dancers here are looking around and just sort of looking like someone's pulled a prank and there's not a real fire. That's what they're assuming.
Chris is going to turn around, look at Jess, say, sorry, and then punch her. But in a sparring fashion.
Okay.
Olive's gonna go, oh my god, I'm gonna get somebody to help with that. And just like run off like as like a trying to be distracting or like run off to get, I don't know, shut something down. I'm gonna try to get through because I'm in the circle. I'm gonna try to get through the circle. Break the line.
Okay.
There's one guy down, so.
Yeah.
What are these people chanting?
The chanting is just sort of gurgle of strange syllables.
Can I go over to them and join the circle?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take the person's place.
Does Clark see Ashley in the circle still?
Yes, Ashley is still in there, looking around. She's obviously looking for someone, probably for you. And she looks very annoyed about the fire alarm.
Hearing the fire alarm, Clark looks at the flask still in his hand, looks over, sees Atticus. I know what I gotta do. And he runs over to Atticus. Atticus, do you have your lighter?
Yeah, always.
They're not gonna buy this. They're not gonna buy this. We need an actual fire. And he hands him the flask of super hooch. And you know what to do.
Atticus shoves it back into your hands and says, I think I'm better at taking these things down. You can go do that. Because Atticus wants to use the distraction of the Chris Jess fight and the fire alarm to stealthily take more down. Then I guess I'll just keep taking feathers off of Gus's dress and throwing them turn by turn to kill these fish.
Could I... So, again, to use our alter ego magical powers, we can expend a fate point.
Takes fate point.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we get to use their skills. Can we use it?
Yeah.
Do I have to... So if I want to use one of my alter ego's stunts, is that an additional fate point?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I am going to do that. So I'm going to do 2 fate points. I'm going to run up to Vice Principal Shepard. And I am going to use my stunt called Kill Claudio, which is I add +1 to attempts to convince someone of an action. So I am going to run up to him and go, somebody spiked the punch. There's alcohol here. There is a fight broken out on the dance floor. And I think I smell smoke. Can you please get everybody out of here? Like, something is so wrong. I want to try to do that in like a provoking way. Like, and if you don't, I'm going to go and my dad is going to quit and move to a different school and we will not win any more lacrosse.
All right, make that provoke roll. And add your 1 for this time. And you can use Beatrice's provoke for that if you wish.
Amazing, yes. That's good, because she's superb in that. So here's hoping I don't really fuck this up. Okay, so that is an epic.
Vice Principal Shepard immediately straightens up. He was, in response to the goings-on, was sort of slouching and being like, oh, these kids. But now he stands to attention and starts shouting, everyone off the dance floor. There's an emergency. We're going to need to have you all file out. And we're going to take care of this. And he struts out onto the dance floor and starts ushering students off.
Does it look like anybody who isn't, like, are people just walking around these people, or are people getting stuck?
People are just walking around these people.
Are they walking around them or through them?
Walking around them. Something in them knows they're there, because they walk around them.
Perception filter.
Gus, from your perspective in the chanting circle, you can see that the mist that you so helpfully created has concentrated itself in the center of the dance floor, and there are shadows moving inside of it. Long, thick shadows that are just sort of whipping around.
If I kind of like open myself up to this, do I get a sense of like what they are like saying? Can I like try to like repeat it the best I can? Will like the flow of this magic, I don't know, like reveal something to me?
Make a lore roll.
That is a superb.
What you get from the chant and the motions that they're making is that these creatures, fish people, whatever, are tearing something open. They're tearing something open, and something is emerging through it. You don't get a sense of the language, but it's definitely there's like a mix of sort of a summons, a come here, and a sort of a raspy tearing to rip open whatever they're ripping open to summon something.
Shit. I start to scream, "This is bad, this is bad, this is really bad." And then can I throw one of them into the middle of the mist? I do have a stunt that is heavy object swing. I can use physique instead of fight whenever I use a heavy object as a melee weapon. That's not technically that, but I do want to throw a heavy fish person.
Yeah, you can give me a physique roll for that.
That is great.
Let me do a resistance from fish person. Okay. Yeah, so you grab one of the fish people that's next to you. It looks startled. It already looks startled, to be honest. I mean, big lidless eyes. It always looks startled. But if anything, it looks more startled as it is tossed in with a gurgling scream into the thick of it, into whatever is happening in there. And almost immediately after, disappears from view. And emerging from the mist comes, well, there's no better word than tentacles. Episode 11 of our Eldritch podcast, we finally get tentacles.
Oh no.
And they are whipping out and rising up, and it looks like they're searching.
Olive runs up. So if I'm running up to the circle, can we all see the tentacles now?
Oh yes, at this point you can all see the tentacles.
Olive screams louder than she has ever screamed in her life. Chris, get out! Out of the circle!
Chris is absolutely going to like grab Jess and like start trying to get out.
All right, let me see if Jess figures out what you're doing. Jess rolls absolutely shittily, and Jess is at first like thinking that you're still trying to spar with her, and like she throws a punch and doesn't seem to understand why you're trying to drag her out.
There's phase shit happening. Come on, Jess, we have to get out of here.
I'm gonna start running.
Thanks for helping me get other people off the dance floor.
Freya is still inside the circle and just kind of standing and looking.
Can I, as I'm running away, yell at Freya? Freya, I think I have a plan. We need to get everyone.
Isn't everyone out?
I meant us together.
Okay. Yeah, and Freya will walk away from it.
And I like start to wave at everybody. Everybody, come here. They are chanting something, some sort of spell, some sort of ritual to bring this thing into being. They're tearing the fabric of our reality open. Freya, you noticed some extra dimensional windows. I think they are bringing something from that fish dimension into our dimension. Now, I got a little bit of the spell that they are doing. I don't know, but maybe if we try to like do it backwards or something, or like focus, we can reverse this.
What if we just set them on fire?
Yeah, Atticus did not go over and is just continuing to try to kill these things.
Mainly is the thing is I'm not great at the magic shit when I'm here. When I'm her, I'm better. If anybody can help me, just give me like, I don't know, ideas or like inspiration or some shit like that. It might be able to make sure that what I want to happen actually happens.
This is a stupid idea, a very stupid idea, but I don't know what else to do. Is there any, like, if we drown them out, and it can't hear it. Like, is that that's dumb. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do.
It's not dumb. It's not dumb. Anything works. If we get one good spell and we make it together, it can either close the rift or destroy everything.
They didn't even react when one of them died, so what if we just start beating the shit out of them?
Yeah, Atticus, at this point, can I make a couple rolls to like see how many I've killed?
Yeah, go ahead and make 2 more rolls for me for your athletics.
Okay. Athletics +1. So great +1. What's that again? Fantastic.
Superb.
Superb.
Oh, superb. Okay. And then minus fair.
Okay, you miss one of them, but the other one you hit in the leg and it sort of gets crippled. At this point, they seem to have noticed, and they start running for the doors. The tentacles are still going on, but the fishmen are running for the door. They're leaving. They're heading out of here.
I want to get the door closed. I want to try to get to the door before them and bar it.
Right now, the door is open and filled with people that are firing out, that are being guided out by Vice Principal Shepard.
Fuck.
Okay. Bad. That's bad. Bad. Very bad.
And summon and go back to where you can. I'm just like drunk. Gus is drunk and just like trying to like think of like rhyming words for a spell.
Lark is gonna run in and try to help Atticus, and I'm just in like this rush of trying to figure out what to do. He's gonna try and shoot a web at one of the tentacles to try and pin it down.
So you spend a fate point, and you can do and you can use Arachnoguy's shoot for that.
That is superb.
Superb. Okay. So you shoot a web, which still is weird to be able to do that, but you reach out and you shoot a web out, which attaches to one of the tentacles and attaches to the sort of girding up at the top of the gym and keeps it restrained. Other tentacles are now lashing out, and they are, without a roll, all you can see is that they seem to be seeking out students.
I would like to make myself a target so that one won't be trying to hit other people.
I think what I'll ask from you is a notice roll to see if you can see where something's going fast enough to get in between it and its target.
Mostly, I just mean I want to get close enough that I am an easy target.
Oh, okay. In that case, no roll needed. You can just get close. But do give me a notice.
Okay. Notice is definitely not what she's good at. Poor.
You get up as close as you can, and you're not sure why you're not getting on after.
I'm going to go into the mist.
Oh boy.
No! I start to run towards the mist.
Olive takes her shoes off because she's not doing this in high heels where she's going to hurt herself. And she's going to go after to try to grab Freya and pull her back.
Above table, Laura, does Olive have any points in lore?
Average, so I can't help.
I'm gonna reach out my hand to you. Take my hand.
Okay. Up here.
I have one shot at this, and I'm very drunk. And as we run, I just shout, rips, tears, and eldritch things that are not the same. For God's sake and for our safety, go back from whence you came.
Look, that was actually really good. That was really good.
Took a little bit for me to come up with. And I want to try to close the tear, close the rift.
Okay, give me a lore roll. This is going to be a superb difficulty.
Do I get help from my...
I call back and like, yeah, I like say like it's like a Beastie Boys like punch up. Came.
Okay, here's the thing. I need 4 of these little guys to be putzes.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Gus has an average of lore. Oh no. Oh, I love it so much. That's gonna be a pour.
No.
I got 3 negatives.
You spend your last fate point. You try to focus the magic through your drunken brain and your rhymes, and you feel it reaching out, and you feel like it's like it feeds it. It's like it makes the tear even more torn, and you don't think you did a good thing there. And the tentacles reach out into the crowd that is dispersing through the doors, and the fish people are pushing people aside, and people are getting confused because they don't understand why, like who's pushing them, what's going on. They're really confused. And if anyone would like to do a notice roll to see where the tentacles go.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course, I'll try. Fair.
Fair, okay.
Good for me.
Good, okay. Anybody else trying?
I'm inside the mist at this point.
Yeah.
Should I?
I tried. I'm great.
Great,
You are
okay.
great.
Oh, thank you.
4.
4, okay.
Chris is not very good at notice, and is I think focused on getting Jess off the dance floor and figuring out how you punch a tentacle.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so with the great Atticus, you are able to see that one of the tentacles reaches out and it touches Gus's friend Justin. Dustin, sorry, not Justin.
Not Dustin!
And that another one touches someone that you've seen around Olive before, but you can't recall her name.
And is there like some sort of react or something I could do before it touches Dustin to try to either sever or hit back that tentacle?
Yeah, let's give it a go. You could try to hit it with something, or you could try to jump in front of it, or...
Yeah, I think so he's been throwing these feathers and like hitting with this baton, and
Right.
I think he picks up 2 of the feathers and kind of try to use them like blades to like stab into it.
Okay. That's a fight roll.
Okay, 2 more plus. That's a average.
Okay. With an average, you leap upon the tentacle, your blades of feather held before you, and you stab into it. It doesn't even bleed. It just sort of tears open. But you did not keep it from touching Dustin. But when it does, it just disappears. And he doesn't seem to notice.
Oh, I hate that.
That's not good. Yeah, Atticus just kind of says that's not good to himself.
You were not trying to see, but you do notice, Chris, since you're right next to Jess, that a tentacle goes for Jess as well.
Absolutely going to punch that.
Punch it? Okay, that's a fight roll.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and, for my first time, I'm going to channel King as I try and grab this thing and just, like, twist it, rip it, maximum destruction. So that is a superb.
Okay, with a superb, you grab it before it touches and tear it off. Tear off the part of it that was reaching for, and the rest of it just sort of fizzes and, like a sparkler, just sort of disintegrates.
Yes, we have to get you out of here. It's after you.
Meanwhile, Freya, you've walked into the into the mist. Around you are squirming tentacles that are just sort of pushing into the world and then rising up to seek out whatever their target is. But they do not seem to be interested in you.
Are they just like pushing up through the floor?
No, they're pushing out through like a area sort of a couple of feet above the floor.
Is there like a portal or anything visible that I could see them coming out of, or is it just...
You can make a lore roll to try and suss that out.
Alright. I got a fair.
With a fair, there does seem to be some sort of spot there that's maybe the size of, say, I don't know, a basketball or something like that, that they are coming out of, and it's clear that that is some sort of rift in the world.
At this point, I feel like she might be carrying a pocket knife. That seems like the kind of, like, after everything has been going to shit. So she's going to stick her pocket knife through the portal.
Just sort of shoving a pocket knife into the...
I just want to see if it goes through, and if I can pull it back out without putting myself through it.
So you probe in with your knife carefully and delicately to see if it will go through and if it will come out. It does go through, but when it comes out, it is twisted and mangled. And you're happy that you didn't stick your hand in there.
Yeah, I am. Is the blade still sharp?
Yes.
I'm gonna poke a tentacle with it.
Okay, that's a fight roll.
Oh, Lord. I got a terrible.
Yay!
Well, the blade was already so twisted up, it just breaks off at this point when you try to smack a tentacle with it.
I don't know what to do about this.
All right, while you're doing that, what are the rest of our folks doing?
Where's the table with the punch on it?
It is along the wall that's near the exit.
Can I get to it?
Sure. Easy enough.
I run over to the table and I want to pick it up and then like a battering ram as Freya's like poking the knife into the portal, just ram into it.
Okay.
Hopefully using my heavy object swing stunt.
That's definitely a heavy object, yeah.
Yeah. That is a... Okay, it's a great.
So you charge with the table at the source of the tentacles, slam into it. The tentacles sort of retract from their seeking, and some of them crumple. There are just 3 tentacles left. One of them has reached all the way out of the gym. It's reaching out somewhere outside the gym. The other 2 are still searching.
Can I drop the table on that one, reaching out?
The table is sort of... the table's not really a table anymore at this point.
Got it. Understand.
Do I see Clark with the flask still?
It's probably still in my other hand. Yeah.
I yell over and I'm reaching down and I am ripping like the lining part of my dress and I'm like, get over here, bomb.
Clark runs over. That's brilliant.
I can't throw shit. You gotta do this, but I'm like making a Molotov cocktail at this point.
Fuck yes.
Am I aiming for the hole or am I aiming for a tentacle? What am I aiming for?
I don't... tentacle, both, all middle. Just...
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and light them. the feather cocktail. And, I'm gonna go for a throw.
If you want, you can use... you can spend a fate point and use Arachno Guy's shoot for that.
Yeah. that'd probably be the best idea. What is +3? No, I got it. It's pretty good. It's superb +3, 3 pluses. I just can't remember what the ladder is.
Legendary.
Legendary. All right. With a legendary throw, you see the manufactured feather Molotov go head over heels, flaming to the center of the disturbance, hit and light up the tentacles. They are set ablaze, and there's a terrible shrieking sound as they retract.
Sweet.
And the smell is absolutely horrible. It is horrifying.
Yum.
Did somebody ask for calamari? As the just sound of the explosion kind of muffles over it. Yep. I know what I said.
Hey, you ever consider trying out for the lacrosse team, Clark?
No! Thank you, but nah, not my speed.
As the tentacles shrivel in, being up right up there, right next to it, is there anything left?
No, the mist begins to clear, and the smoke now, mist and smoke together, begin to clear, and it's as though there was never anything.
What are the fish people doing?
They have run out of the building. They have shoved past the...
Can Atticus try to follow one?
Yeah.
Investigate, or what is that?
Yeah, let's do an investigate. I think that's a great role for that.
Do you let anybody know you're going, or are you just off?
Nope. In fact, would like people to not know.
Okay.
See the story the dice want to tell. They're good.
That's enough that you're able to get out in time to see the fishmen are piling into a white panel van.
Can I take my phone out and take a picture of the van and the plates?
In hood. The plate, there's no plate.
But I can see the van?
You can see the van.
Okay. I want to take a picture of it.
Okay. Pull out your phone, take a picture.
Yeah, and then I think Atticus will go back in the gym.
I think since all of the people are like filing out, and Chris doesn't really want to get in trouble, and there's no immediate evidence of anything here, he's going to join the crowd with Jess and try and like bring Olive as well.
Same. Clark is gonna try and go find Ashley in the crowd if he can.
Olive is going to absolutely... First thing she's going to do is look around and find Freya.
Same.
Freya is hasn't really moved since anything happened. Is still kind of in the middle of everything.
Yeah, I think Barefoot walks up, takes Freya's hand, and does not say a word, but pulls her along to leave, to get out.
Freya will not put up any resistance to this.
Atticus tries to find Vice Principal Shepard.
Easy to find. He is directing the people out.
Perfect. And he's going to say, Vice Principal, I saw the people who started the fire. They just left in a white van. And I'll show him the picture of the van.
He is immediately attentive to you and says, "Oh, send me that photo. I'll make sure that people got. There's no license plate on that van."
Yeah, I saw them starting the fire. So I did actually pull the fire alarm. And then I followed them out because they were trying to like fill in with the crowd. And I followed the van, and this is them.
Give me a rapport roll.
Can I spend a fate point to use Captain Anarchism's? Perfect. So I'll do that. So I have one fate point left. But I'll be rolling with a great starting out. Oh, you love to see it. What's after superb again? Fantastic?
Fantastic. He is immediately very.
Sure. I don't know if this will come to surprise to you, but I've had some troubles before, and I recognized people that were there to cause trouble. Back in New York,
Recognize the people here.
no, I just like recognized the behavior of people there to start a problem, and so I was watching them, and so that's how I was on their tail.
I see. You did a good job with the fire alarm. Good. Thanks for thinking of your fellow students.
Yeah, safety first.
We'll be investigating that van.
They're not going to get away with this.
They won't. We'll make sure of that. Thank you, Atticus.
Yeah, anytime. And then Atticus goes and sits and waits in the limo. He's just charging his phone, drinking a $5 Fiji bottle of 6 ounces of water. Oh, and he's playing an 80s new wave playlist with the Smiths.
Oh no.
And yeah, all the jams.
So the tentacles have gone. The students are out. The vice principal is directing them all to disperse, giving his apologies, and saying that the miscreants who invaded our prom and started a fire will be dealt with, and everyone please remain calm, and we apologize for the disruption to your prom experience.
Will there be a makeup prom?
You see a moment of just sort of overwhelmed annoyance flash over Vice Principal Shepard's face for a moment, and then he smiles and says, we'll see. So everyone's out and is reluctantly being led to their rides. What are you folks doing?
Is Dustin okay?
Dustin seems fine. Dustin is psyched. Dustin's like, man, did you see that shit? There was someone threw fire. I didn't see who it was, but someone threw fire. And God, and there was all that mist and smoke, and it was crazy. This is the best night.
Dustin, did you feel anything?
I feel so exhilarated.
Are you okay?
Yeah? Are you okay?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. How's your back?
Oh no, dude, I'm fine. I mean, I know that it seems like I'm not the most athletic of dudes, but I'm good. I'm not throwing out my back or anything. It's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You just remember to stretch. 'Cause that's important. Is he overly excited? Is this weird?
Dustin's always been an excitable guy, and this is prom, so it's not really weird.
Okay. Yeah, you're an excited little guy, man. I'm happy you're having a good time. You deserve it.
Thanks, man. And thanks for the dancing, too.
You said that weird. I'm gonna go now.
Okay,
Hey, bye. Text me or something.
cool.
Yeah, do I see... I'm looking around for everybody. As I'm panning, do I see Erin, Makari, whichever she's going by at the moment?
Yeah, she's sort of standing in the midst of people, just sort of... She's one of the many people who are just sort of standing there, wondering what to do at this point. Should she just, go home or what?
So, and for a point of clarification, did only Atticus see them get... So I have no idea. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. I still do think that I squeeze Freya's hand and say, "Hey, I'll meet you at the limo. My friend is here," which is really surprising. So,
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, I need to find Molly.
You scared the shit out of me. Don't just squeeze your hand again.
I'm fine. Look at what it did to my knife, though.
That's not helping me. Okay, I will. Yeah. I'll see you. I'll see you at the limo. And yeah, I go over to Makari.
Aaron notices you and turns and just sort of deep breath and says, "Hey,
Hi. You look really good.
oh, thanks. It's just a dress I already owned.
I don't know, but like, are they not having the get together? Did that not happen tonight, or?
I didn't go. I figured I'd try prom out. I didn't have a date or anything, but I figured I could have some fun dancing, being a normal teenager for once."
Yeah. Really sucks that apparently some psychos came in and were like lighting a fire.
I mean, you gotta just sort of expect hooligans to be hooligans, especially in a small town like this.
Yeah. I mean, do you have anything else going on now, or what are you gonna do?
I guess I mean, I didn't have any plans, honestly. I was gonna go by the dinner bell and see if there was any seats free there, but
Okay.
I guess I'll still do that. I just gotta call my mom to pick me up now because she was expecting it to be longer.
Yeah. There's a group of us. We're just going to a friend's house. I mean, the plan was to have dinner afterwards, just at a friend's house. And do you want to come along, or it's yeah?
You know what? Sure. Yeah, I'll come along. That sounds cool.
Okay.
I mean, but wait, you're like having they won't have food prepared for me. I'd be putting them out.
I you're my best friend. I will share food with you but knowing Clark, he's kind of got a little bit of like a too much gene vibe to him. So like, I would bet he made a lot of food. Oh yeah, I should probably like give you the rundown. You kind of know. I mean, okay. So there's Clark, and she like goes through like everybody, and she's like, oh, and Chris is gonna be there, and it's just like. as blasé as she could possibly be, like, oh yeah, and then Chris is there and Jess, whatever.
Roll deceit.
I mean, right? It's all cool.
It's not a lie.
And Chris is there. Okay, all right. Well, okay, it's great. It was a great deception.
Okay, you're smooth. You are smooth with that. There's no trace of weirdness in your voice when you mention Chris at all. And she just sort of nods and accepts it. Cool.
So she leads her up to the limo. Goes, hey everybody, this is my friend Erin. She kind of got stranded. Is it okay if she comes to join us for dinner? Clark, is that okay? Sorry. I mean, I know this is kind of your deal.
Oh yeah, no, I made literally more than enough for everybody, like to have seconds. Like I think we're good.
Whoever came to the limo first came with like the side door open and the like strobe lighty setting going, and you just hear the words blasting. To die by your side is such a heavenly way to die. And it's just Atticus sitting like in the black undershirt of like if you took his coat jacket off, like fully lit a joint. So that's whoever got to the limo first sees.
Chris like peeks his head in and is like, dude, you can't smoke in here. What the hell? I'll get kicked off the team if they smell that on me.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just a little drunk and I needed to come down.
Gus pushes past Chris, like ducks into the limo, and like puts his hand out for the joint. Like instantly, first thing he does, doesn't even say hi.
Atticus puts the joint out in the ice bucket.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, the ultimate diss.
Ooh, party foul.
Man, now I gotta use my backup one. I like reach into like the cleavage of the dress and pull out a joint and light it.
There's a feather that's also a cigarette holder.
It's a joint.
It's just joint holder.
Yeah, it's one of the feathers that comes undone, but it's a little carrying case. There's a joint and a lighter in it, and the first thing I do is offer it to Atticus.
At this point, Nikki and Eric reach the limo and are like, Gus, are you okay? What's going on?
Oh, I smelled weed. Everything is amazing.
Plus, it's in your hand.
They're fine. You're fine, right? You're chill. You're cool. These are my friends.
Yeah, we get that. We were there to help. Did things happen back there? It was
Yeah, there was a giant tentacle monster and a bunch of fish people that tried to kill us. So we're gonna go party.
your brother is like, are you fucking with me right now? Is that what you're doing? Are you fucking with me?
Why would I be fucking with you? What should I feel right now? What are the emotions that I should feel right now? What, should I be scared? Should I be angry? Should I be upset? Should I be grieving in some way? No, this shit has been happening fucking forever. It feels like forever this shit has happened. It's one thing after another. And I'm wearing my armor right now, so I'm gonna fucking party about it.
Eric, give me an empathy roll.
Can I give him the help action by being like behind Eric's shoulder, being like coaching him behind his shoulder?
I'll be honest, I don't think it would help. Okay, it goes from a catastrophic to a terrible.
Hey, listen, every little bit helps. Make it a little bit less worse.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably fine. He and Nikki back off and let you get on with your evening, and they go to their car.
Bye, I love you.
Wait, are we seriously partying? I just need food right now.
Yeah, we're gonna go eat.
I'm so hungry.
Not to backtrack, but before we get to the limo, can Clark have tried to look for Ashley?
It is easy to find her. She's out with the others and very upset about prom being wrecked.
Yeah, no, he just runs up to her. Hey, are you okay? I am so sorry about that. My friend was going through something at the moment, and it was a lot.
What the fuck? What the fuck happened? What the fuck?
Somebody threw fire? I have no idea. Do you want to go get dinner?
Go ahead and give me a roll for that. See if you can calm her down enough to.
Is rapport even online? No, it's not. That's great. That's mediocre.
You're attempting to, calm her down and get her to come with you, and she is absolutely losing it. There are tears streaking her makeup, and she's very much breaking down. This was an experience she wanted, and this happened. Says, I'm gonna call my mom, okay? It's not you, it's just everything.
Yeah. He's kind of just nodding along and just like, no, I completely understand. It's all right. I mean, it's a lot. Tonight has been a lot. So like, I totally understand. Just, do you want me to wait with you?
No, go have your food. I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's okay. I know it wasn't for long, but at least we got to dance. just trying to make light of it. And not exactly sure what to do. He just kind of text me as soon as you get home.
I will, I promise.
All right. All right. Clark walks back to the limo, seeing the strobe, and just kind of chuckles to himself. Yeah, I needed that.
You all gather at the limo, and you are able to. The limo driver looks a little curious, clearly wondering what's going on, but he's not gonna sacrifice a possible tip to barge into your business. So he's happy to take you back to Clark's place.
Chris rolls down all of the windows on the way there.
Hey, is your mom working, Clark?
Yeah, she's working. I'm pretty sure we've got the house to ourselves.
I think I smell like alcohol and didn't want the pigs to smell me.
Hey, Atticus, I can tell you right now, can confirm, you smell like alcohol and weed. So good for you, buddy.
I also smell like weed.
Yeah, we all smell like weed. It's a fucking problem.
I'm glad we smell like weed, Freya.
High five.
I'm also glad. Three-way high five.
Atticus doesn't put his hand up.
Atticus, it's a three-way high five. You have to put your hand up to make
Oh,
it
you need
up.
a third person? Why don't you go call Dustin?
What? Dustin's like a chihuahua. He'll come if I don't call. That guy is so annoying. But he's ground on me. No, we need you. Third hand.
Atticus moves to a different seat.
God damn it, Atticus. Party pooper.
Boo.
Boo.
Olive is gonna lean over in whatever direction Jess is and just kind of put a hand on her knee, because depending on where she is, and just be like, to get her attention, and just be like, are you okay?
Jess takes a minute to think about that, and she says, no, but I'm also not sure how I'm not okay.
Probably because Chris punched you really hard.
Yeah, it was a pretty big.
Do you
left hook
remember
with
that?
me.
I didn't punch her hard at all. What?
I think I saw it. I saw a TikTok, and it was just that on loop, and it says when you lose the big game and there's no wife at home.
Okay.
That was dark.
No.
Man. That was not okay.
Hey, Atticus.
That was bad.
Hey, Atticus. Like, this is Olive. You see Olive, like, snap, because her friend Freya just walked into a fucking mist, and she couldn't do anything else, and she had to rip her very pretty dress that she secretly loves, and she was like really hoping this would be a good prom, but no, because she was with this guy she liked, but no. I mean, she got to do like half a slow dance, fine. And she made a Molotov cocktail with her dress, and everyone's being an asshole. So she like literally like looks at Atticus and goes, "Shut up."
Immediately just deck him.
Yeah, Freya was like on the verge of that as well.
I want to see what sound effect Sarah adds in to match that.
Audience, we also want to hear.
Also, Atticus fully deserves this.
All right.
There's just an audible like whoop from like Clark as he takes a sip of his water, looking away. Just
Do you want to do a fight roll for that?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna spend a fate point to channel King. That is a great.
Atticus, you're probably not defending. You probably didn't even notice it coming.
No. Yeah, there's no whatever roll resilient.
So you get decked. You get knocked down. You're probably not fully conscious at this point.
Yeah, I think he just kind of like gathers his lip and just tries to find the corner of a limo. I don't know. Yeah, I think he just kind of goes into himself.
Hey y'all, this not the time. Not the time to be throwing words. It's not the time to be throwing punches.
And it's not the time to be fucking drunk or high.
I disagree with that
I
entirely.
also disagree with that entirely. Now is the time to throw back shots.
Do you have a backup?
Oh, I got a backup to my backup, Freya. I'm an engineer. I'm a fucking genius innovator. I take off 3 more flasks from my dress.
I'm gonna look at Olive. I'm gonna look at Olive with like pleading eyes, and then like grab my phone and text her. Can we just do that anime marathon at your place instead of all of this?
She is like at her wit's end, at 100%, so over it, and she kind of glances down and just looks straight at him and just goes, "Yeah." Just doesn't. She's gonna say it back. She's not gonna even text. No context for anybody else. Just goes, "Yeah," and then she's gonna say, "Guys, if you need to celebrate, you need to celebrate. Fine. I'm. We have to talk about tonight,
Yeah, for sure.
but I don't think like this.
Right now is not the time to talk about it.
No.
We are all processing it. I'm gonna process it by getting fucked up. I walked into. I pull out the knife again. If I didn't have this in my pocket, this would have happened to my finger. Because I don't have any impulse control. But hey, I walked into that fucking mist and I'm alive. And I'm doing great. And I'm gonna take a drink.
Hey, Olive. Are you upset right now?
Hey, Gus. Yeah, I am.
Thank you for letting me know that. It's hard for me to tell sometimes. I just want to let you know. Absolutely agree with you. It's probably not the time to be partying. But, logically speaking, right? Freya and Gus were already fucked up before the monster happened.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's I heard it on a podcast once, a great quote. Sometimes there's no out but through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fine. So, get through it. But the fact that you guys were already fucked up before this all happened really scares the shit out of me, because that means she's on the verge. She's like shaking. She's like, I mean, like, Atticus was the only one who jumped in and started doing something, and I was frozen, and you two were both so fucked up that you couldn't do anything. And like, I love you guys, and I want you guys to be okay. I love all of you, and like, I am not equipped.
Freya puts her hand out in front of Olive and, can I hold your hand for a second?
Sure.
She like cups your hand and says, I was mildly. I had taken like 2 drinks and I did what I did mostly consciously, mostly purposefully. I keep surviving shit that I shouldn't. And at this point, I'm not afraid of it. I'm gonna do my thing, and so far, I keep getting away with it, and I think hopefully I will continue to.
I hope so too. But just because you're not afraid of it doesn't mean that some of us aren't. And she kind of pointedly looks towards Molly.
Yeah.
So, no, guys, party. Fine. Have fun. Don't get Clark in trouble.
And about this time, the limo arrives at Clark's house.
We would never get Clark in trouble. He's too good.
I only want to get myself in trouble.
I also want to get in trouble.
Chris almost doesn't wait for the limo to stop before getting out, just because he's frankly terrified of coming home smelling like weed. And wants to get out of the car as fast as possible.
Wait, Grace, if you wait till tomorrow, I can make all of us not smell like weed.
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
No, like, seriously, I got magic.
We know.
Isn't there like things that you can buy that like can get rid of the weed smell or whatever?
That only works if you don't think you smell like weed because you smoke it all the time.
Yeah, I think, yeah, Olive gets out as well, looks at Aaron and goes, okay, sorry about that. That didn't go as planned. Can I give you a ride home or something?
I guess.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Thanks for inviting me. I don't get invited to a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna change that. I'm sorry. I've been a really bad friend. Like, she's so emotional right now.
Did you get touched by a tentacle?
I don't know what that... She doesn't know what that means, Gus. Bye, guys. Please be safe. Get home safe. Have fun. Clark, text me if you need anything.
Clark, being the last one to get out of the limo, just kind of snaps out of it hearing it. Yeah. He's just been kind of zoned out the entire ride over since after that conversation, just thinking to himself, what could I have done? Trying to think, I'm not good on my feet, and I need to get better at this. And just walking in with that mentality.
And you walk in, leading some of your friends into your home where the food is, I mean, it's not, you pre-cooked, but it's not ready yet. But you can smell that your sister's been taking care of that and has stuff in the oven. And you come into the kitchen and you find her on the floor.
Oh, Angie? He just immediately runs, puts her on her side to try and get her to stop. See if is she still shaking? Try to assess the situation.
She is alive but motionless, and that is where we will end our session today.
No!
dare you.
What? The kid!
You can't hurt her!
It came into this world and it killed her.
Rough session for our team today.
Absolutely.
We fucked around and we found out.
We found out.